Hi everyone, this is Megan here with process video number 21. This is a mini album that I'm going to be doing from Easter 2013, and I have a bunch of pictures from that weekend of my older son. My youngest son hadn't been born yet, and I'm using this 4-page chipboard album and a bunch of scraps from the kit that I made last. And of course, as soon as I get started, my tape gun runs out of tape, so I turned off the camera and refilled that. And now I'm just going to, this is the front of the album that I'm working on right now. And I'm taping down this yellow paper, and it's got some purple flowers on it. It's very pretty. It makes me think of Easter, so I wanted it right on the front. And I use my X-Acto knife to trim around the edges of that. And I have some trouble with this first page when I'm trimming, and the bottom looks very jagged at the end, but hopefully it's not too noticeable. And because I'm using scraps from this current kit that I'm using, this is a kit that I made from my stash, and I've pretty much used it up and have just some smaller pieces left. So that piece that I put on had a piece cut out from the bottom, so I covered that up with a pink strip of paper. And the lighting here is terrible, and I apologize, but it does get better in a few minutes. I think I do this first page. This was in the late afternoon one day, so the sun was shining through the window at an odd angle, and then I turn the camera off and I come back at another time and it looks much better. So bear with me just for the first few minutes of the video. And here is where I'm having trouble trimming it up, and I eventually just say whatever and leave it. If I keep going, it's just going to get worse. So, and I have some striped purple washi tape. Sorry, this is out of frame a little bit. And I have to punch out the holes because those are covered up with paper. Now I thought about just putting a title on the front page. The title is Easter 2013. But for one thing, I have a ton of pictures and only 4 pages to put them on. I am going to do a couple 12 by 12 layouts because I still have pictures left over. And for another thing, I think that the cover just looks kind of plain with just what I've put on it. And I don't want to add a whole bunch of enamel dots or sequins or anything like that because I feel like they might fall off more easily on the outside of the album when it's getting put in and out of the shelves and stuff. So I go through looking for a photo that will fit on the front and will look nice. And I guess I decided to move on from that. I do eventually go back to the front page, but I'm picking out the photos I want for the first 2 pages of this album. Oh, here we go. This is the photo. My son and I colored these bunny masks and cut them out, and we took a picture of us wearing them. And that's going to be the front page to my album. So I'm trimming it down just a little bit so it will fit on there. And I'm going to peel up the washi tape. It makes a little bit of a mess for a minute here, but once I get it back down, it looks okay. And I didn't have to peel up each individual letter for the word Easter because it was halfway on that purple washi tape. So I just made sure they didn't pop off while I was peeling it up, and that worked pretty good. So there is my cover. And then I turn it over to get started on this side, trying to figure out if I can fit all 3 of these pictures on here. So I'm going to start by trimming down as much as I can without taking away from the pictures. And I decide there's just not room for both of the photos of him. He decorated the eggs and then he held up his favorite ones to show me. And I put that one aside. I'm just going to put that on a 12 by 12 layout because I don't have room for it in here. And then the photo on the left is our breakfast the day before Easter. We made pancakes and we used some cookie cutters to cut out some Easter-shaped pancakes. Now I'm going through some papers. I don't have a piece big enough to cover the right side. I found this one piece of yellow with the flowers on it, and that's the right size to go on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and get that taped down. And because this is the piece that I messed up on the front side when I was trimming, so of course I have trouble when I start trimming the other side as well. And I think that's what happened. I got frustrated because I kept messing up on the bottom while I was trying to trim it. So here I am another day. I think this is the next day, and I came back to finish up these 2 pages. So all I did was taped down the yellow paper, trimmed around the outside, and punched out the holes. And that was really all I did off camera. So now I'm looking for something to back the photo with. And even though it fits on there, I decide that I want to trim off just a little bit so you can see more of the yellow paper behind. And I'm pretty sure that I want to use this teal with a light teal polka dot. So I go ahead and tape that on and start cutting it. And I was just going to piece it together so it fit all the way around, but then I found this piece, which is a darker teal with a tiny white polka dot, and I just thought it worked better. The contrast against the yellow looked good to me, so that's the one that I decided to go with. And I just left a small border around the photo. Tape that down. And I believe I start embellishing on this one. I know I want to do some journaling here, and I think about just writing it on, but then I decide that I'm going to draw some lines because I want it to look nice and neat. So I found my little ruler and I'm drawing on just 3 little journaling lines. There's not a lot, I just want to write what I told you already, that we Saturday morning made pancakes and cut them out in the shape of Easter shapes. And I'm putting on a sticker that says, "Life is beautiful," I believe. And then this little sticker says, "Hey." So it says, "Hey, life is beautiful." And I pretty much think that's what I'm going to use for stickers. And right now I'm writing on my journaling. And then I happened to see in a basket sitting in front of me, not from the kit that I put together, but just sitting there, some little sticky notes. And they happened to be just for the days Saturday and Sunday. And because this took place on a Saturday, I decided that I would use one of those since I have a whole stack of them, and I might as well try to get them used up. So the first one that I pull off from that little pad, it's like a sticky note thing that has Saturday and Sunday, and it still had some sticky left over with some dirt and stuff on it, so I peeled the second one off and then put the first one back on. And now I'm using some glossy accents to glue down some different blue shades of sequins. There's a dark, medium, and light blue in these sequins. So I'm just putting 3 near these stickers at the top and 3 near the sticky note at the bottom. And that will finish up that page. And I was going to continue on, but I ran out of space in my phone. So I had to go and unload stuff on the computer and come back the next day. So I'm using the same colors for this page that I used on the opposite page. So the yellow and the teal with the white polka dots. And since I don't have a full sheet to cover that page with, I'm just using the photo and that card that says "Let's Stay Home" to cover up the rest. Now this side goes pretty quickly because I had some sort of an idea what I wanted to do with it before I started recording. I'm punching the holes out, and I gotta trim around the corners. I'm not attempting to do the corners anymore with my X-Acto knife because that's where I ran into trouble on the last page. So this one went much smoother. And I'm using an ampersand from the sticker sheet. And then I'm going to use these Teresa Collins little letter stickers to spell out "decorate eggs." So it says "Let's stay home and decorate eggs." And when I get down to the word eggs, I ran out of regular E's, but at the bottom of this sticker pad there's all of the vowels, but with like the little squiggly line and the little dots over the top, so if you're using a different language you have all the stickers you need. I don't speak any other languages, so I'm not going to need those for anything. So I used one of the E's, and I just take my white gel pen and cover up the two little dots on the top, so it just looks like a regular E. And I want to bring in the same elements from the other side, so I'm going to use a sticker from that sticker sheet that says "Oh so lovely," because the eggs that he decorated were oh so lovely. And last night I found these Easter stickers. They're not from this kit that I put together, but I wanted to use a couple anyways, so they're oh, I can't think what you would call them, like holographic, I guess, kind of. So I'm putting two of those. I was going to put them directly on the page, but I decided I wanted a little bit of white behind them so you could see them better. So I just stuck them to a piece of white cardstock and trimming around that. And the last thing that I do on this page is bring in some of those blue sequins again, like I did on the other side. Excuse me. And I see a lot of people use their tweezers to put down sequins and little things so they don't get glue on their fingers. And I try to do that, but my hands are too shaky and I have a really hard time getting it where I want it to go. And I try it for a couple and I have to use two hands to get it on there. So after I get those three on, I give up with the tweezers and I just use my fingers to do it. I don't care too much if I get a little glue on there. So here are the close-ups of those 3 pages, and I'll be having the next 2 pages for my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.